OtisWho.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
One more story to go.
Okay.
News at noon. OtisWho podcast live. Thank you. This last story, again, the time doesn't do it justice. I do know where I stand. Actually, I don't know where I stand. I'm being honest. This here is just I'm kind of conflicted. Okay. But let's get straight to it. This next story.
Come on.
Let me get it together here. All right, here we go. This story here, St. Louis Archdiocese uses black children as slaves in class for black history lesson.
Say what?
Yeah, I read the title again. St. Louis Archdiocese uses black children as slaves in class for black history lesson. Let me read this story first.
Yeah.
Families are outraged after a North County Catholic school took things too far to educate students about black history. Again, before I go any further, this is here in St. Louis County. Okay. The children thought the lesson was a game, but only black children were the participants while black children watched. The school states that the students were not chose because of their race and that the activity was a part of the song, Follow the Drinking God. Now, let me just read that the middle of the sentence. The school states that the students were not chose because of their race and that the activity was part of the song, Follow the Drinking God. They were not chosen because of their race, but the play was about... Where it says it at? A song about
Follow the Drinking God.
But it was, hold on, let me see. But the song was about chose black students to act as slaves while listening and learning about black Negro spiritual. So they were not chosen all black on purpose. It was just an accident or a coincidence that they chose all. Oh yeah, it is. It's some black students there, but they just happened to choose black students. But it was an accident because it says right here. And by the way, if you want to read this story without me interrupting, VOTP_news on Instagram. But it says clearly.
Okay, I see.
You see it? Yeah. Okay.
I see it.
Yeah. Okay. So let me continue this. Okay. The lesson plan that sparked this conversation was assessed online. It was developed in partnership with Carnegie Hall's Will Music Institute and the Savannah Music Festival through the Musicals Explorers program. According to the Savannah Music Festival, Musical Explorers connects elementary students to diverse musical communities. Unit 3 of this program covers African American spirituals and gospel music and uses the spiritual Follow the Drinking God. This song is said to have a hidden code in the lyrics that was purportedly used as enslaved persons to navigate their escape to freedom. The students read a book on the subject and then listened to the different instruments and interpreted code directions. Students who volunteered were chosen at random and instructed to mimic the code lyrics in the song and send directions to other students in the class, which resulted in the students being able to find their way to a designated spot. We would like to acknowledge that this information did not resonate with all of the children as intended. We are mindful of how this confusion could impact our students, and parents will have an opportunity to meet with myself, the teacher, and our regional director tomorrow so we can explain what took place during the lesson and discuss best practices to move forward. Okay, let me read these names. Owen M. DeBeck, principal. Okay, now, Let me just ask you. I'm going to go to you. What are your thoughts on that? The floor is yours. What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel? Or let me ask you a more pertinent question. Okay. Try to stay on topic and be specific, please.
Okay.
How would you feel if your child or your grandbaby, because you have a grandbaby right now that age that would probably attend that school at that age and will probably participate in something like that?
Yeah. Another year or two.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts? How would you have handled that? Do you even see an issue with that? Talk to me.
Well, at first I was about to until you just read the whole article. Now, me as a parent and grandparent, I would probably have looked up that song and tried to do some research on that song and see what it was actually about before I just file a complaint with the school, because maybe it is something that's educational for the kids. Mm-hmm. But I can see where some parents might feel, how come y'all didn't teach some of the white kids the song, or let them practice
or play the role
of the slave to give out those codes?
I got you. I feel okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So
okay. But, I got you. Listen, I got you. Nice point. Great explanation. That's how you stand. That's how you feel. Nobody could take that away from you.
Right.
I'm going to say this. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I don't see an issue with what took place, except for the fact that were the white students not able to participate and play the role of a slave. So I do question that.
Yeah.
But to have our kids play the role of slaves and explaining the purpose behind it,
right?
Because it's deep. It really is. I don't see an issue with that.
Right.
I really don't.
Right.
The only issue I do see is that why not allow the white students to participate?
Right.
I don't believe the phrase, now let's go back to it. Let's go back to it.
Yeah.
I don't believe where it said, let me go back up, let me see, because I read very well. Okay. The school states that the students were not chose because of their race and that the activity was part of the, let's stop right there. That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a lie. They were chose because of their race.
Exactly.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine because it proves a point.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
But since you lied, now I have to question your whole thought process of doing that.
Right.
Because if you had just told the truth,
right,
they said, yes, they were chosen because of the race, because it's obviously true. Yes, they were chosen because of the race for obvious reasons.
Right.
Of course they were.
Right.
Of course they were chosen because of the race.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then say, now we also chose the white students as well, because in this day and age, oppressed is oppressed.
Yeah.
So they could have been taught that lesson
to understand
as well, and also to learn the deeper message, which I thought you was trying to teach, the code in music.
Exactly.
That's what I thought the whole main antithesis was.
Right.
Of this.
Right.
So that's my thought process behind it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people don't agree. I know. I get it. Matter of fact, let's just prove their point that people don't agree with me. Let's go to the comments.
Okay.
Let's go to the comments, because the comments is crazy.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hella Black Redbone said, just leave Black History Month to black people. We don't need nobody stepping in. We ask nothing of white people during Black History Month other than leave us alone. Y'all don't have to do blank else all month pertaining to Black history. We got it. Right. Okay, I give you that. Right. Let me see. Lala Taylor, how about we just stop reenacting what went on, because this situation has happened one too many times.
Right.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
There is a lesson to be learned in this, but I do get what you're saying. I really do. I get it. Nah, they knew what they were doing. I have to agree with that to a certain extent. They did know what they were doing. They did. Right. Let me read a couple more. Not the administration defending this. I'm telling my kid, do not participate in any racial-related reenactments. They can teach history without trying to reenact in the classroom.
Right.
Good point.
Right.
Good point. The lioness. Okay. I definitely get your point. You right. Okay. You right.
I like that one underneath it.
Okay. The one underneath them. Okay. I hope it's appropriate. This is not the first time this has happened in St. Rose. They must put forth effort to do better by the black families that are paying full tuition, keeping their doors open. I am heartbroken for these little people who had no idea how wrong this was.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got you.
Mental coding.
Yeah, it is. Let me read this last one. Black history ain't start with no damn drinking gourd. I'm mad. I know the song. Okay, I'm mad. I know the song. Okay, actually, I'm being honest. I'm 52 years old. Let me be totally transparent. I need to go look up that song.
Yeah.
And hear it and read the lyrics because I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah. But damn. There you have it.
Yeah.
Live news at noon with OtisWho podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. These 5 stories that I went over. One that was live right before I went live. The cowardliness of our men here in St. Louis. I hope they find that guy. I hope they find him. I hope this makes the news. I hope he gets what he deserves. I really do.
I hope whoever made that video reported him, his plate number, and the type of car he was in.
I'm hoping they did too.
Seriously.
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm hoping
we hope.
Yeah.
I mean, normally this just some for let's get it on the air and show what happened, but
right. I follow you. Well, thank you guys for joining in to this episode of the Live at Noon with OtisWho and the OtisWho podcast.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Well, for the one person that did, thank you guys for joining in, and I will be back in about 2 or 3 days, if not tonight, if something else pops off. But until then, I holla.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.